Here are 30 most commonly asked interview questions for a cybersecurity architect role, along with detailed answers. 1. What is the role of a cybersecurity architect, and how does it contribute to an organization's overall cybersecurity strategy? Answer. A cybersecurity architect is responsible for designing and implementing secure information systems, networks, and applications. The role contributes to an organization's cybersecurity strategy by developing architectures that mitigate risks, ensuring the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of sensitive information, and aligning security measures with business objectives. 2. How do you approach the development of a comprehensive cybersecurity architecture for an organization? And what key elements do you consider in the design process? Answer. Approach cybersecurity architecture development by conducting a thorough risk assessment, understanding business requirements, and identifying critical assets. Key elements in the design process include network segmentation, robust authentication mechanisms, encryption protocols, intrusion detection and prevention systems, and secure configurations. The architecture should be scalable, adaptable to evolving threats, and aligned with industry best practices. 3. Can you discuss your experience with different cybersecurity frameworks? And how do you incorporate these frameworks into your architectural designs? Answer. I have experience with frameworks such as NIST Cybersecurity Framework, ISO 27001, and CIS Critical Security Controls. These frameworks provide a structured approach to cybersecurity. I incorporate them into architectural designs by aligning security controls with framework guidelines, ensuring compliance, and leveraging their best practices to strengthen the overall security posture. 4. How do you design a secure network architecture, considering factors such as segmentation, firewalls, and intrusion detection systems? Answer. Designing a secure network architecture involves implementing network segmentation to limit lateral movement, deploying firewalls to control traffic flow, and integrating intrusion detection systems to identify and respond to potential threats. Each segment is categorized based on sensitivity, and access controls are enforced to ensure that only authorized entities have access to specific segments. 5. What strategies do you employ to ensure the secure integration of cloud services into an organization's architecture? And how do you address potential security challenges associated with cloud adoption? Answer. Secure integration of cloud services involves assessing the shared responsibility model, encrypting data in transit and at rest, and implementing strong identity and access management controls. I address security challenges by collaborating with cloud service providers, conducting thorough risk assessments, and ensuring that security controls align with the organization's policies and regulatory requirements. 6. Can you discuss your approach to designing a secure application architecture? And what measures do you take to address common application security vulnerabilities? Answer. Designing a secure application architecture involves implementing secure coding practices, validating input, and incorporating security controls such as web application firewalls. I address common vulnerabilities through code reviews, automated scanning tools, and penetration testing. Additionally, I advocate for secure development training for the development team to instill a security-first mindset. 7. How do you approach the design of identity and access management (IAM) solutions? And what considerations are crucial in ensuring secure authentication and authorization processes? Answer. Designing IAM solutions involves implementing strong authentication methods, such as multi-factor authentication, and enforcing the principle of least privilege. Centralized identity management, role-based access controls, and continuous monitoring are crucial considerations. The goal is to ensure that only authorized users have access to the resources they need, and that authentication processes are resilient against various attack vectors. 8. How do you design security controls to protect against insider threats? And what technologies or strategies do you employ to monitor and mitigate the risks associated with privileged users? Answer: designing controls against insider threats involves implementing user behavior analytics (UBA), conducting regular access reviews, and applying principles of segregation of duties. Monitoring privileged users includes implementing session recording, real-time alerting for unusual activities, and periodic reviews of privileged access. The goal is to detect and respond to any suspicious activities that may pose a risk to the organization. 9. Can you discuss your experience with threat modeling, and how do you incorporate threat modeling into the architectural design process? Answer: threat modeling is integral to architectural design. I systematically identify potential threats, assess vulnerabilities, and determine the impact of specific attack scenarios. I incorporate threat modeling by creating attack trees, analyzing potential risk vectors, and recommending security controls to mitigate identified threats. This proactive approach ensures that security measures are integrated from the outset of the architectural design process. 10. How do you design security controls for Internet of Things (IoT) devices? And what measures do you take to secure the communication between IoT devices and the broader network? Answer: designing security controls for IoT devices involves implementing secure boot mechanisms, device authentication, and encrypted communication protocols. I ensure that communication channels are protected through the use of secure protocols, such as TELS, and that IoT devices are isolated in a separate network segment to prevent unauthorized access. Regular firmware updates and vulnerability assessments are also crucial in maintaining the security of IoT devices. 11. Can you discuss your approach to designing incident response capabilities within an architectural framework? And how do you ensure timely detection and response to security incidents? Answer: designing incident response capabilities involves integrating logging and monitoring solutions, establishing incident detection and classification processes, and defining incident response playbooks. I ensure timely detection and response by implementing automated alerting systems, conducting regular tabletop exercises, and ensuring that incident response processes are well documented and tested. 12. How do you design a secure data architecture, considering aspects such as data encryption, data integrity, and secure storage mechanisms? Answer: designing a secure data architecture involves encrypting sensitive data at rest and in transit, implementing access controls, and ensuring data integrity through checksums and hashing algorithms. Secure storage mechanisms, such as encrypted databases and secure file storage, are employed to protect against unauthorized access. Additionally, data classification is essential to apply appropriate security controls based on the sensitivity of the data. 13. How do you design and implement security controls for a bring-your-own-device BYOD environment? And what challenges do you address in securing personal devices, accessing corporate networks? Answer: designing security controls for a BYOD environment involves implementing mobile device management (MDM) solutions, enforcing device encryption, and implementing containerization to separate personal and corporate data. Challenges addressed include ensuring that only compliant and secure devices access corporate resources, protecting against malware on personal devices, and enforcing security policies without compromising user privacy. 14. How do you ensure the scalability and flexibility of a cybersecurity architecture to adapt to evolving threats and technological changes? Answer: ensuring scalability involves designing modular architectures that can accommodate the addition of new technologies and services. I recommend the use of open standards, APIs, and scalable cloud solutions. Flexibility is achieved by regularly reviewing and updating security controls, staying informed about emerging threats, and conducting periodic risk assessments to adapt the architecture to evolving risks and technological changes. 15. How do you design secure communication channels between different components of a distributed system? And what cryptographic protocols or techniques do you employ to ensure data confidentiality and integrity? Answer: designing secure communication channels involves using protocols such as TELs or VPNs to encrypt data in transit. I employ cryptographic techniques, including symmetric and asymmetric encryption, to ensure data confidentiality. Hashing algorithms are used to guarantee data integrity. I also recommend secure key exchange mechanisms to establish secure communication between distributed components. 16. Can you discuss your experience with security, automation, and orchestration? And how do you design architectures that leverage automation to enhance security operations? Answer: security, automation, and orchestration involve streamlining repetitive tasks, improving response times, and reducing human error. I design architectures that incorporate automation for tasks such as threat intelligence integration, incident response workflows, and routine security checks. By leveraging orchestration tools, I ensure a coordinated response to security incidents and the efficient execution of security processes. 17. How do you design secure DevOps processes, ensuring that security is integrated into the development lifecycle? Answer: designing secure DevOps processes involves implementing DevSecOps practices. I integrate security into the development lifecycle by implementing continuous security testing, code analysis, and automated security scanning tools. Collaboration between development and security teams is emphasized, ensuring that security is not a bottleneck but an integral part of the rapid development and deployment cycle. 18. How do you design security controls for a microservices architecture? And what challenges do you address in securing the interactions between microservices? Answer: designing security controls for microservices involves implementing strong authentication and authorization mechanisms, securing communication channels between microservices, and ensuring that each microservice follows the principle of least privilege. Challenges addressed include maintaining consistent security policies across a dynamic and distributed architecture, protecting against injection attacks, and securing communication in a containerized environment. 19. Can you discuss your experience with regulatory compliance? And how do you ensure that your architectural designs align with various regulatory requirements? Answer: regulatory compliance involves understanding industry-specific regulations and ensuring that security controls align with these requirements. I have experience with regulations such as GDPR, HIPAA, and PCI DSS. I incorporate compliance requirements into architectural designs by conducting regular compliance assessments, implementing controls that address specific regulatory mandates, and ensuring that documentation and audit trails support compliance efforts. 20. How do you design architectures to protect against advanced persistent threats, APS? And what strategies do you employ to detect and respond to sophisticated and persistent threats? Answer: designing architectures to protect against APS involves implementing advanced threat detection mechanisms, threat intelligence integration, and network segmentation. I recommend continuous monitoring for anomalous activities, penetration testing to identify potential vulnerabilities, and leveraging machine learning and behavioral analytics to detect subtle indicators of compromise. Response strategies include isolating affected systems, conducting thorough investigations, and collaborating with external threat intelligence sources. 21. How do you design secure architectures for critical infrastructure? And what considerations are crucial in protecting industrial control systems, ICS? Answer: designing secure architectures for critical infrastructure involves implementing network segmentation, securing communication protocols, and enforcing strict access controls. I address considerations specific to ICS by conducting risk assessments, ensuring that security controls do not impact operational efficiency, and implementing anomaly detection mechanisms to identify potential threats to critical infrastructure. 22. Can you discuss your approach to designing architectures that support zero trust principles? And how do you ensure that trust is never assumed, even within the internal network? Answer. Designing architectures based on zero trust principles involves assuming that threats may exist both inside and outside the network. I recommend implementing strong authentication, continuous monitoring, and least privilege access controls. Microsegmentation is employed to limit lateral movement, and the principle of never trust, always verify is applied to every interaction within the network. 23. How do you design architectures that facilitate secure data sharing between different entities? And what encryption and access control measures do you recommend to protect shared data? Answer. Designing architectures for secure data sharing involves implementing encryption for data in transit and at rest, employing strong access controls, and implementing secure data sharing protocols. I recommend the use of secure APIs, tokenization for sensitive data, and data anonymization where applicable. Regular audits and monitoring ensure that shared data remains protected against unauthorized access. 24. How do you design architectures to address the security challenges associated with the use of emerging technologies, such as artificial intelligence (AI) and blockchain? Answer. Designing architectures for emerging technologies involves conducting thorough risk assessments, identifying potential security implications, and implementing security controls specific to each technology. For AI, this includes monitoring for adversarial attacks and ensuring the integrity of training data. For blockchain, security is addressed through secure key management, consensus mechanisms, and smart contract security audits. 25. How do you ensure the privacy and confidentiality of sensitive information within an architectural design? And what measures do you recommend for securing personal and sensitive data? Answer. Ensuring privacy and confidentiality involves implementing encryption, data masking, and access controls. I recommend anonymizing personal data wherever possible, conducting regular data privacy impact assessments, and ensuring compliance with privacy regulations such as GDPR. Secure key management and regular audits contribute to maintaining the confidentiality of sensitive information. 26. Can you discuss your experience with designing architectures for threat hunting? And how do you facilitate proactive searching for potential threats within an organization's environment? Answer. Designing architectures for threat hunting involves implementing advanced threat detection mechanisms, integrating threat intelligence feeds, and conducting continuous monitoring. I recommend the use of security information and event management scene tools, anomaly detection, and machine learning algorithms to identify potential threats. Regular threat hunting exercises are conducted to proactively search for indicators of compromise within the organization's environment. 27. How do you design architectures that support security awareness training initiatives? And what role does user education play in maintaining a secure environment? Answer. Designing architectures for security awareness training involves implementing learning management systems, simulated phishing platforms, and communication channels for security updates. I recommend regular training sessions, interactive content, and periodic simulated exercises to educate users on security best practices. User feedback and metrics on training effectiveness contribute to continuous improvement. 28. How do you design architectures that support the integration of threat intelligence? And what value does threat intelligence bring to the overall security strategy? Answer. Designing architectures for threat intelligence involves creating interfaces for threat feeds, integrating with threat intelligence platforms, and automating the ingestion of threat data. I recommend using threat intelligence to enhance detection capabilities, prioritize security alerts, and inform incident response strategies. Real-time threat intelligence integration contributes to a proactive and adaptive security posture. 29. How do you design architectures to support security incident response? And what measures do you recommend for ensuring a swift and effective response to security incidents within an organization's architecture? Answer: designing architectures for security incident response involves integrating incident detection tools, establishing incident response playbooks, and creating communication channels for incident coordination. I recommend automated incident alerting, clear delineation of roles and responsibilities, and integration with external incident response teams. Regular tabletop exercises and post-incident reviews contribute to refining and optimizing incident response processes within the architecture. 30. How do you approach the ongoing assessment and improvement of cybersecurity architectures? And what role does continuous monitoring play in maintaining a resilient security posture? Answer: ongoing assessment involves conducting regular security audits, risk assessments, and penetration tests. Continuous monitoring is essential for identifying and responding to emerging threats. I recommend leveraging security information and event management SIEM systems, anomaly detection, and threat intelligence to maintain real-time situational awareness. Regular reviews of security controls, incident response drills, and collaboration with industry peers contribute to the continuous improvement of cybersecurity architectures. In conclusion, these interview questions provide a comprehensive understanding of a cybersecurity architect's responsibilities, experiences, and strategies for designing robust and resilient cybersecurity architectures. The responses emphasize the importance of risk assessment, alignment with industry frameworks, proactive threat mitigation, and continuous improvement. For more exciting tips, tricks, and more importantly, for valuable insights of interviews, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. It has a lot of valuable information about various insights of interviews. It has a wide range of real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for interviews, and it has wide range of most asked interview questions and answers of various technologies like data science, SAP, AWS, DevOps, and full-stack web development, and more. That will be useful during interviews. It has a wide range of most asked interview questions and answers, and real-world portfolio projects of various technologies for freshers, for 2 to 3 years, experienced candidates, and for 5 or above years, experienced candidates to test their skills by knowing most asked interview questions and make themselves ready for interviews.